Hey, I'm Kyle with DIY Garage Door Parts, and today we're going to change out some rollers on a garage door to make it a lot quieter and smoother, take a lot of wear and tear off your opener and the top panel of your garage door, and make everything last longer. Okay, so here's the tools that you'll need to do this job. You're going to need a set of vice grips so you can bend the track and also to bend the track back to pop the rollers out. Also, a large flathead screwdriver works really good to pry the rollers out. Today we're going to change these rollers to these rollers. They're 13 ball bearing rollers. They're number 11 nylon coated, so they're extremely hard nylon, not like the black nylon that most garage doors have. But these have a seal on this side, so it keeps dirt and grit out of the bearing races, and also it's capped on this end. So it's going to work extremely long time. I think the life on it is like 25,000 cycles. They're packed in grease, so you don't have to worry about lubricating them, except maybe the stem where it goes in the hinge. These come in 7-inch stems and 4-inch stems. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is bend the track like right here below the radius. And you don't have to bend it all the way out, just bend it so it's straight. Usually about 2 to 3 bends, just so it allows the roller to come out pretty easy. What I like to do is I like to put the rollers in my pocket, and that way they're easy to get to and get you freed up and that sort of thing. So the first thing we'll do, lower it down to where we bent the track, stick your flathead screwdriver in and pry it out. Put your new roller in and you'll pry on the side of the track and the door to allow you to pop it back in. And pull it down and go to the next one. Okay, so for the last roller, you notice that the roller doesn't go down far enough to where we bent the track. So what you're going to have to do is you can raise the door all the way up and you'll bend the track. Find where the roller sits at when the door is in the up position. Lower the door back down and then you'll bend the track in that point. And we'll go and do that here in just a second. Hang on. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and raise the door and bend the track back to its original position. The key thing is that you get a smooth transition in the track from the vertical to the radius, so it rolls really smooth. Okay, so for the last roller, what we'll do is get back here on the ladder with the door up. If your door is light enough, you can do it this way, the way I'm going to show you. Without getting off your ladder again. But we kind of know where the door likes to rest. So you push the door down a little bit. And while you're holding it, sometimes it'll pop out like that. But go ahead and bend it. Put it in. And that's all you have to do, and then you just bend your track back. Usually, again, 2 to 3 bends is what you'll need to get the roller to pop out. Okay, so on this side we're going to do the same as we did the other side. We're going to bend the track in 2 to 3 spots, just so we can get the rollers out. If you notice the squeaking of that roller, that's what happens when it's not lubricated. So after we get these in, we'll lubricate all the hinges and rollers. Get your track bent back again, same way. Make sure that the horizontal and the vertical have a smooth transition point so it doesn't make any noise or catch in the track. Just be sure to hold your panel so it doesn't sag too much when you're changing these out. You don't want to bend your panel. Alright, and that should do it. All the rollers are changed out. We're going to lubricate this side and we'll show you the difference between the old door and the new door with the new rollers and properly lubricated. So this is the Denko Gel Lube. This is a clear Teflon gel. It sprays on as a liquid, then gels up, and it's like a real thin grease, but it lasts a long time. It makes a big difference with hinges, screwdriver openers, rollers, all that. You can put it on springs. It's awesome stuff, and it doesn't make a mess. But this, anytime you change the rollers, the stems need to be lubricated where they go inside the roller carrier. Also, the pivot points on the hinges need to be lubricated too. A lot of times people will change the rollers and it doesn't make as much difference as they would like. But once you lubricate that stuff, you should notice probably 75% difference. So you can add this to your cart when you get some rollers and it'll make a big difference. Okay, so when you lubricate your hinges and rollers, what you're going to lubricate, on most rollers, you're going to have open bearings, so you'd want to spray inside the bearing here. But since this is sealed, it's packed in grease, you don't need to lubricate it. But the hinge has this roller carrier where your roller goes. You'll want to lubricate on both sides of that, and that'll prevent any squeaking. Also, the hinge points where they pivot, you'll want to get here and here on every point. On your top roller carrier, you're just going to get here because there's no pivot point. And at the bottom bracket, basically there's typically two spots that could potentially squeak. So you'll want to hit that on the very bottom roller. But if your goal is to have an ultra quiet door, just be sure to get the Denko Gel Lube. Makes a big difference on your hinges and rollers, on keeping them as quiet as they can be. Otherwise, you're not going to get as good a performance from your new rollers. Okay, so here's the difference between the rollers we took out. This is a black nylon. It's a lot softer nylon. It's basically got a tack welded washer on the end, and you can see the slop there. And this gets worse. These are only rated at 50 pounds a piece. So like if your door has any weight at all, you'll notice like when the door's in the up position, it'll be canted over like that. It's only rated at 10,000 cycles. But what happens, these are really bad for dragging in the track. It puts a lot of strain on your door and on your opener. Versus the 13 ball bearing sealed roller. It's a harder nylon. A lot of times these, you can bump these up to each other and you can see the difference. That this one's got more diameter to it. These are really bad for losing their diameter just from dragging in the track over time. So these will make a big difference just from the slop in your door. Like for example, when the wind blows, it won't blow your door in as much and you won't hear it just rattling as much. So if you notice how much slop is in this, the side-to-side plate, and this gets bigger, the older this roller gets, the walls get worn out because there's no ball bearings in this. So on this one, as you can see, there's no side-to-side play at all in comparison to this. And so just 13 ball bearings is going to last a lot longer with it sealed, keeping the dirt and grit out so it doesn't grind down the bearing races. This is going to give you probably a good 15 to 25 years worth of life out of this set of these 13 ball rollers. Okay, so here's our original door, and then we'll go open the door we just serviced and changed the rollers on. The first door has those cheap black nylon rollers, and it's not been lubricated or anything like that. And then the door we just fixed, tell how much it freed it up changing those rollers, and it's going to take a lot of wear and tear off your opener, make your opener last longer. Also, the top panel will be less likely to buckle in, which is a really expensive repair.